Knowledge is a light that cannot be forgotten, except with a pious and humble heart. Modesty is in one's religion, not in dress. The literature of God is the Quran, the literature of His Messenger is the Sunnah, and the literature of the righteous is jurisprudence. Seeking knowledge is good and beautiful, but see what you need from morning to evening, so stick to it. He means the work of the day and night. A man does not complete faith until he pokes his tongue. Too much talk humiliates, and diminishes knowledge. Everything benefits from its bounty except speech. Knowledge is not to be taken from 4 types of people. A foolish person who openly acts foolish, even if he reports the most narrations, an adherent of bid'ah who calls to his desires, a person who lies, even if I don't accuse him of lying in hadith, and a righteous pious worshipper who does not accurately retain what he narrates. He who practices tasawwuf without learning sacred law corrupts his faith, while he who learns sacred law without practicing tasawwuf corrupts himself. Only he who combines the two proves true. Only that which was effective for the first of this community will be effective for the last of it. 2 words that have not been seen on experience are more correct than them: the prudent is deprived, and the envious is distressed. A servant does not conceal a good bed, but that God will clothe him with its cloak, and no servant conceals an evil bed, except that God will clothe him with its robe. Of the most talk, and the review of people, the least of its splendor. Speech with falsehood turns away from the truth. Don't ask for what you don't want and forget what you want, for whoever buys what he doesn't need sells what he needs. Whoever seeks this matter, the knowledge of religion, will be patient with it, and no one will reach what he wants from this knowledge, until poverty hits him and affects him in any case. Asceticism in religion, the good of gain, and the shortness of hope. I wanted you from it what would suffice you, that is, from the world, so the least of its living would suffice you. I advise you to do good and eat good. There is no good in the one who sees himself, when people do not see him as worthy. The best of matters is that which is clearly evident, and if you are in 2 matters of which you are in doubt, then take the one who is more trustworthy. If knowledge is withheld from the public, then there is no good in it for the elite. If a man praise himself, his splendor went. If falsehood prevails over the truth, corruption will occur on the earth, and falsehood will be few and many in ruins, and if the truth is necessary for salvation. I do not like anyone whom God has bestowed upon him, except to see the effect of his blessings upon him, especially the people of knowledge. They should show their chivalry in their clothes out of respect for knowledge. If you see a man defending the truth, insulting and getting angry, then know that he is based on the intention, because the truth does not need this. The judge should not neglect sitting with scholars, and whenever a calamity befalls him, he returns it to them and consults them. The scholar should not speak of knowledge to those who cannot stand it, for it is humiliation and an insult to knowledge, and the one who seeks knowledge has the right to have dignity and tranquility. If a person does not have good in himself, what is not good for people in him? Mind save experiences. Being close to falsehood is destruction, and speaking falsehood is far from the truth, and there is no good in anything, even if the world is too much due to the corruption of one's religion and chivalry. I only learned knowledge for myself, and I did not learn, so that people would need me. They learn to dream before science. You should sit with someone who increases your knowledge in his words, and invites you to the state of the hereafter with his actions, and beware of sitting with someone who teaches you his words, disgraces you in his religion, and invites you to this world with his actions. Learn from science until wearing shoes. The one who seeks knowledge has a right to have dignity, tranquility and fear, and knowledge is good for the one who has been provided with its good. Knowledge is not an abundance of narration, but knowledge is a light that God places in the hearts. If a man praises himself, his glory is gone. Too much talk is only found in women and the weak. A scholar should not speak of knowledge to someone who cannot stand it, for it is humiliation and an insult to knowledge. He who is not good for himself does not have good for others. Because his soul is the first of all souls, and if he loses it, he is lost to everything else, and whoever loves himself surrounds it and keeps it. thinking about the command of God Almighty, and following it. Know that it is a great corruption for a person to speak of everything he hears. Whoever counts his words as his deeds, say his words except for what he means. The sun is Noah's ark, whoever boards it will be saved, and whoever stays behind will drown. If a matter is presented to you, take it, and it is calibrated to your eyes by the eyes of others, for the caliber removes the fault of opinion, just as fire removes the fault of gold. No one is ascetic in this world except that God speaks wisdom to him. Wisdom is a light that God casts into the heart of his servants. Everything has a support, and the backing of the believer is his mind, so as much as he is sensible, he worships his Lord. The believer is a good helper, he goes with supplies, and the wicked one is against him. He is not the imam of everything he heard. Heaven of the world, I don't know, so if I overlook it, his fighter was wounded. And Wab said, it was said to Malik, what do you say about seeking knowledge? He said, it is good and beautiful, but see what you need from morning until evening, so stick to it. The person is not fit until he leaves what does not concern him, and works with what does concern him. If that is the case, God Almighty will soon open his heart to him.
Which quote did you like the most? Share your opinion in the comment. One day you will regret that you did not hear this quote earlier. Don't lose the opportunity. Watch our next video.